I'm gonna talk about pandemics throughout history. I'm gonna name a few of them. Um, so, a pandemic occurs when an epidemic spreads beyond a country's borders. When the humankind becomes more civilized and start building cities and making ways to connect cities with cities, um, then that'll make easier for the diseases to spread. From the year 430 BC to about 740 AD, the pandemics have affected countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, such as Athens, Libya, Ethiopia, Egypt, Rome, Germany, where millions of people have died. All these epidemics are malaria, tuberculosis, leprosy, influenza, and smallpox. In the 11th century, leprosy grew into a pandemic in Europe during the Middle Ages. It developed very slowly and caused sores and deformities. People believed that they were punished by God. This disease still exists, affecting thousands of people, but is treated with antibiotics. Otherwise, it can be fatal. The Black Death appeared in the year 1350s, in the mid 1300s, bringing massive devastation. It causes enlarged lymphatic gland and it is carried by rats and spread by fleas. This bubonic plague struck Europe and Asia. Over the next 5 years, the Black Death killed more than 20 million people in Europe, almost one third of the continent's population. In the year 1492, with Christopher Columbus, when he arrived to America, they brought diseases such as smallpox, measles, and the bubonic plague. It passed it along to the people throughout the north and southern continents. When he arrived here, there were a population of 60,000 people here, but by 1548, it went down to 500. In the year 1665 through 1666 appeared the Great Plague of London. This bubonic plague caused the death of 20% of London's population. In the year of 1817, the first of seven cholera pandemics emerged, with a small intestine infection that originated in Russia, where 1 million people died. It was spread through water and food infected with bacteria. Spread the cholera through Spain. It was spread through Spain, Africa, Indonesia, China, Japan, Italy, Germany, and America. In the year 1855, a third bubonic plague appeared in China and was spread to India and Hong Kong. The bubonic plague claimed the life of 15 million people, and it was spread by fleas. In the year of 1875, the Fiji measles pandemic emerged. It happened that Fiji had been ceded to the British Empire, and to celebrate, they went to Australia as a gift by the Queen Victoria. However, when they arrived, they had a measles outbreak over there, and so they brought it back to the island, and 40,000 people died. In 1918, the Spanish flu appeared, commonly known as influenza. It is the deadliest pandemic in history. It is a virus that attacks the respiratory system. It is highly contagious through respiratory droplets and transmitted into the air, and can be inhaled by another person nearby. It started in Europe, specifically, they say Madrid, Spain, and it was spread to United States and Asia before it was spread around the world. It infected an estimated amount of 500 million people worldwide, which is about one third of the planet's population, and 50 million died out of it, including 675,000 Americans. In 1957 appeared the Asian flu. It started in Hong Kong, and it was spread throughout China and the United States. It was spread through England, where 14,000 people died in a period of 6 months. The following year it appeared again, causing 1.1 million deaths globally. In the year 1981, AIDS emerged, and it destroys the immune system of a person, resulting in death. Those infected with HIV virus encounter fever, headache, and enlarged lymph nodes. 35 million had died of AIDS. In the year 2003, the SARS emerged. That stands for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. It is believed that it started in China with bats, then spread to cats, and then to humans. It spread throughout 26 other countries. SARS is characterized by respiratory problems, dry cough, fever, and head and body aches, and it is spread through respiratory droplets from cough and sneezes. It infected 8,096 people, and there were 774 deaths. In November 17, 2019, appeared the first case of COVID-19 in China, following to 8 more in December. By March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization announced that COVID-19 was officially a pandemic, spreading globally to more than 163 countries. Over 118,000 people have been infected with it. The COVID-19 is caused by a new strain of coronavirus that has been never previously found in people. These symptoms include respiratory problems, fever and cough, and can lead to pneumonia and death. It is spread similarly to the SARS through coughs and sneezes. Pandemics affect us in many ways, mentally, emotionally, and financially. They can affect the economy and stability of an entire country. These terrible devastations can change our perspectives. We learn not to take things for granted, and we appreciate the value of what we have. We have our families, we have our homes, we have our jobs, and we have our health. Well, thank you so much.